Fantastic Four. All right. I was expecting something different from this movie. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. I was expecting something different. Fantastic Four is one of the cornerstones of the Marvel Universe in the comics. So I was expecting this to be, I don't know, almost Endgame quality. We're probably never getting another Endgame. It was good, but it wasn't great. It was more adult than a lot of the other ones. It didn't have as much comic relief. It didn't have a lot of zany stuff. This was the kind of superhero movie that you could probably watch with your parents. At this point in the movie, when the movie starts, Fantastic Four has been around for about 4 good years. They mention a lot of other characters, the Wizard, the Mole Man, stuff like that. They even show the Dragon Man at the end. And if you don't read the books, these names probably don't mean anything to you, but these are antagonists from the Fantastic Four universe, from their circle of supervillains. They never mention Doctor Doom. They also didn't mention Namor or the Skrulls, so I wonder if they exist in this particular universe, this 828 universe. Galactus has become aware of the Earth, or more to the point, he's become aware of Franklin, and he kind of senses him. So he wants him. He sends his herald, Shambhala, who in the main 616 universe, in the comic book universe, and in the movie universe, is the love interest of the Silver Surfer male version. They're from a planet called Zenla, and in order for her to save her planet, she had to volunteer and be a scout or a herald for Galactus, which is basically what the male version, Naren Rad, did for Galactus in order for him to become the Silver Surfer. And there's a What If comic book where they're like a spinoff book where she's the Silver Surfer and not him. You know, she makes the sacrifice and not her boyfriend, husband. And maybe something like that happened here. But she comes to Earth. She does her I'm the Herald thing. You know, your world is doomed. I'm here to tell you that, you know, Galactus is coming, baby. There's nothing you can do about it. And, you know, she does that. And they decide, well, maybe we should go talk to this dude. So the Fantastic Four go to Galactus' ship. They kind of trace her energy signal to find Galactus, but he's so far away that it takes them a month to get there and back, even with their super duper science spaceships. It still took them a long time. It took them a month to get there and back. And they say they're traveling at light speed, so he's a long ways away. But they track him. They go there and they try to talk to him, and he's like, nah, tell you what, give me the baby, and I'll let you go. I'll not destroy the planet. Don't give me the baby, I'm definitely going to destroy your planet. There's just no way around that. So they're like, nope. And they try to leave. There's a fight. There's a Donnybrook. There's some fisticuffs. And we get a good look at the Silver Surfer and how powerful she is. And it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not like the original version of the Silver Surfer in the previous Fantastic Four movies. This one, I think, was better. Better representation. I liked how she used the board, when there's explosions and fire and stuff, instead of like, poof, and just flying right through it. She's kind of surfing through the flames and explosions and debris and space and everything. She's surfing. She's actually surfing, which makes sense because it's the Silver Surfer. And they make it back to Earth. And for some reason, they decided to tell people, yeah, we almost saved the Earth. And they're like, well, why didn't you? Because he wanted our baby, man. And people are like, well, you should have gave him your baby. I mean, it's the whole Earth. It's everybody. What about me? What about my kids? What about my baby? What about what about Monique and Unique? Eddie Murphy reference. And nobody was on their side. And I kind of get that from both sides. I mean, if it was me and somebody said, hey, give me your most cherished loved one, I'd probably be like, nope. But then again, if somebody said, hey, you're going to die because they didn't give up their most cherished loved one, and everyone on the planet is going to die too, I'd have been like, rude. But I get it from both sides. So the movie was good. It had a lot of really good points and references to the comic books, and it had some interesting points and references to the future of where this is going. Reed builds a device that can basically bridge the dimensions, basically. Sort of like the previous Fantastic Four, where Reed built a device and you enter it and you end up in another universe. He built a similar device in this movie, which was cool. So I think that's how they're going to end up leaving the 828 universe and ending up in the 616 universe, because they've got this device, man, and it bridges universes. Spoiler. I'm going to do a spoiler. It's only going to be about 30, 40 seconds, but there's going to be a spoiler, and it starts right about now. Still here? All right. Galactus gets pulled through this portal. So I think that either means that Galactus is now in the 616, because Reed says he didn't know where he was going. I don't know. I don't know where he was going. I'm not over there. But they sent him somewhere because they tricked him into getting into this portal, and they zap him. You're not gonna knuckle up with Galactus and win a fight. That's not gonna happen. Galactus, I mean, he eats planets for breakfast. Can you do that? Nope. So beating him physically wasn't the thing. They had to outsmart him. You can't really outsmart him either. They had to. They tricked him. They attacked him. They did some things. They tricked him. Bada boom, bada bing. He gets pushed into another universe. It's either going to be 616 or it's going to be the Void. So he's either right here in the Marvel Universe now, or he's in the Void. Furious. He's probably going to eat the giant dog. Elijah. I don't remember his name, but it's probably being written on the screen right here. But people are good with that stuff. Good thing. So he's going to end up in the Void, and he's going to probably wipe out pretty much everything that's there, and waiting for the FF, Fantastic Four, the Avengers, the X-Men, whoever else is going to show up. So they're going to have to deal with him. And he's a problem. Doom showed up also at the mid credit, and he's not wearing his mask, which was kind of odd to me. They don't show his face, but they show his hand holding the mask. So I've got an idea what they're going to do with that. I don't know that this is what they're going to do, but I have an idea of what they're going to do with that. But speaking of Doom, got into a debate with a friend about who should be the perfect Dr. Doom. So let me talk about Secret Wars for a second. The Fantastic Four is clearly headed towards Doom, Avengers Doom War. And then after that, they headed to the Secret Wars, which in the comic books basically put a reset and it started over the entire Marvel Universe because there were different areas where different universes had different superheroes and they merged a lot of it. Hyperion was somewhere else. They brought him in. Miles Morales was somewhere else. They brought him in. Different heroes got merged. Everybody's on the same planet. They're going to do that, I believe, with the movies also, because you got the X-Men, and they want to pull them in. Where they been at all this time? I don't know. Oh, they just showed up. They're going to show that. Doctor Doom, different things, different aspects of other movies that are Marvel-esque are going to get sucked into the same thing. I think that's what's going to happen. And with that, I think that there's going to be a new Doctor Doom because they've already introduced the concept of variants in the Loki series. So you can have a bunch of different people who are essentially Loki in different universes. Some of them look alike, some of them didn't. You could have Doctor Doom, bang, 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 and Iron Man. They just happen to look alike from different universes. But the true Doctor Doom, I think, is going to be someone else. I don't think this is the actual, factual Doctor Doom. I'm getting to the point I made with a friend. I think a good choice for Doctor Doom would be Giancarlo Esposito. They've already introduced him in the Marvel Universe. He was in the final Captain America movie. But they could have a variant of that. Because if you need somebody to play a villain, Giancarlo Esposito's your guy. He played Bugging Out. He played, he was in Breaking Bad, Star Wars. He's a good villain. He's in a lot of stuff. He was the villain in School Days. He's a villain in a lot of stuff. He plays villain more than he plays pretty much anything else. So he's a good villain. And then my friend said, well, he's black and Doom's white. And I said, they draw him as white. They do. But Giancarlo Esposito is of a mixed race. He is of two different parents that have two different races. And Doom, his mother was a gypsy. So I showed him a picture of a gypsy man. And then I showed him a picture of Giancarlo Esposito. And I said, they look alike. They could be family. There's one particular man and Giancarlo. Clearly, they're not related, but it just gives you an idea how they could look alike. So if Doom's mother was gypsy, like that dude, then the son would look similar, like Giancarlo. So they could explain that way. And Doom was considered an outcast, and his mother was considered an outcast. So that could be the reason, They just didn't like him because they were tannish. And that could be one of the reasons that he's so angry and goes off. It's like, I'm going to become somebody and come back and tear this joint up. And then also find my mom, which is another thing. So his mother gets pulled into hell by Mephisto. So there's that too. And they've introduced Mephisto, so who knows where that's going. So I think that would be a good thing. I think that when they restart the Marvel Universe, or when they mix everything up in the same pot for the Marvel Universe, I think there's a good chance that some characters may change. There's Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. I don't think he's going to be the main Wolverine. the X-Men that they had, the previous ones, a lot of them are on the older side now, and I don't think that they're going to use them. I'm not even sure if they're all coming back, but they're going to change some of them. Why not change Doom? We're getting a Doom now. That doesn't have to be the one after Secret Wars if they do what I think they're going to do and merge everything together with the brand new faces, which is the catalyst for the Fantastic Four movie. Fantastic Four First Steps is, I don't think it's the first steps of the Fantastic Four. I think it's the first steps to the new Marvel Universe. This is how we started. Hey, remember Franklin Richards? He's got all that crazy power. Boom, hey, here he is. Hey, remember Galactus? Here he is. The story wasn't so much about anything else except the introduction of these three organizations: the Fantastic Four, Franklin Richards, Doom, and Galactus. And I think that it's going to just bleed into the new universe and recreate everything. The movie was good. It was more for me. It was more for, hey, this is what's coming next, than it was, check out this interesting story. But I enjoyed it because I'm looking forward to what comes next. So I would give Fantastic Four First Steps 7 bags of popcorn. It could have been better. They could have done more stuff. But I see, if it's doing what I think it's doing, I see why they did. 7 bags of popcorn. But that's what I think. More importantly, what do you think? Now that we had a chance to talk about the video, let's talk about it some more in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.